Ways shell on. Welcome to the Petty Cash Podcast, where this magnificent podcast represents the last of the petty cash. I'm your host for the day, Carapace, and joined by me, as always, are my dudes and co-hosts, Max, Ivan, Kim, and the lovely Rena Rouge. Dudes, how's it going?
What in the fuck are you doing?
Joe, by the way, and Danny's imaginary friends are right.
Danny, what drugs are you on?
I knew someone was going to say something like that. The reason I did the intro like that is because our co-host Sabrina here has gotten me into the world of Miraculous Ladybug, and you all resemble said characters in said show.
In the Ladybug?
So that's where that came from?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you just heard French Michelangelo, bro.
Oh my god.
Shut up. Get out.
But yeah, it has been a hot minute since we all recorded together. So, gents, what's been going on since our last episode? We got a little bit to catch up on.
So much has happened. My God.
Hi, Eddie. You're doing Venom, man. That was really good.
That's my voice, thank you. Where's my chocolate and tater tots?
Don't look at me, dude.
Joe, where's my chocolate and tater tots?
If you want to shoot him, I got a gun right here.
I will
Joseph did.
Yeah, the Star-Lord. That was okay.
I will eat your head and rip off both your arms and both your legs and throw you down the street like a turd in the wind.
I'll just do it.
Oh no!
It's a Nerf gun. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You couldn't even. And fail.
There we go.
Oh my gosh.
There we go. I feel better.
You know, you shot at him. He has free reigns to shoot at you back.
You
So-
have unleashed war, sir.
I don't care.
No.
And I have an arsenal.
Yeah.
No. I don't see anything. So anyway, a lot
Fight,
has
fight,
happened
fight, fight,
since
fight.
our last episode. Charles, what has been going on with you since like late June? I think was the last time we recorded.
Oh my gosh. Dang. You're asking me to go way back then?
Yeah. I know a lot's happened, but yeah.
Oh man, dude. I'm just like going back, and all I can
You're
think of is
rewinding the tapes.
yeah, just all the equations in your head. Yeah, I'm like hold on. Yeah, just like
The hamster going backwards.
Yeah, the hamster is like flies out of the wheel. Well, I do know that big massive storm that we freaking had like tore through
Oh,
my
yeah, our
condo.
monsoon season finally
Yeah.
kicked in.
I guess I don't know. All I know is that it hit my place like really freaking hard, and there
Yeah.
was debris everywhere. I'm still finding glass, like broken glass.
Still?
Yeah, it's still broken glass. Like I'll be walking along. Oh, hey, there's some of that broken glass still. Yeah, I don't know where. Apparently, this large piece of metal just and had like glass attached to it, like thick glass, like quarter inch at least, and came flying out. We don't know from where, and just dropped straight down into our parking lot. And the glass is just still there. We've been dealing with that. It's ridiculous. It destroyed so many. Like it destroyed the overhang for our mailbox. It wrecked several of the parking overhangs. It did damage somebody's car.
Hey.
Yeah, I felt bad for them. And the rain was so strong that it actually blew in through a couple of my windows. Fortunately, I was able to clean it up. It wasn't too bad. It was just a little bit of water, but yeah, it was a mess. And yeah, they're still trying to clean it up. They're actually going to have an HOA meeting shortly here.
Ooh.
Yeah, and they're going to discuss that, like what they're going to do for like some of the other repairs. And all I could say is it better not freaking take like the boys are back at 10. The boys are back at 10. Anyway,
That's what
yeah.
happened at your place.
Yeah, exactly.
I really hope one of the-
Down.
really hope one of
Exactly. The boys came back.
I really hope one of the mics picked that up.
But anyway, yeah. So no, it's just been working and trying not to get blown away by the storms.
Fair. Vincento, you since late June.
Oh man, have I had adventures since then?
I will say save the trip story for a little bit later in the episode.
We will. But as far as everybody else knows, I had an absolute blast going to Denver Fan Expo, and of course hanging out with all you wonderful people at Mad Monster.
We'll get to that as well.
The movies that recently came out between Oppenheimer, Haunted Mansion, and all that stuff.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
I liked it.
so it was worth $5. That's all I'll say. But no, other than that, just work, dealing with the heats, surviving the heats, just trying to get projects done, working on my health and exercise and fitness, and just focusing on myself, just focusing on taking care of myself, my well-being, and just making sure I could be the best that I can be.
All right on. Joe, you since late June.
Well, obviously my birthday, which was fucking reign supreme.
Happy birthday, Joseph.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
We had a couple nice, memorable D&D games.
Yep.
Oh,
Still going on, thankfully.
Let's see. I'm even looking back, man. That's how old I am. So, yeah. As Vinny said before, Mad Monster, a couple conventions. Save for the later.
Did you want to tell them the birthday gift I got yet?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, tell them about it, but then we'll go fuller detail.
Yeah. And so, nothing, just working out. Vinny and I talked to an Air Force recruiter. So
Yes.
that was that was something.
Getting ready to
Now
leave
for
us.
you. Yeah. So, high hopes for you, dude. Cross fingers,
Thank
man.
you, yeah.
So, yeah. Hopefully, yeah.
Definitely.
Hopefully for you, man. So, other than that, yeah, not much, dude. Just working out and then preparing for, the inevitable. That's all.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yeah.
All right, Sabrina, you since late June.
Well, Joe's birthday, our anniversary.
Yes.
Mine
2
still
years.
reigns supreme. Yeah.
I got a new job. So yeah, no, so far so good. I've been enjoying the new job. It's been fun. It's been tiring, and the kiddos have been very interesting. Yeah.
Some of the stories I've heard from you have just been. It sounds like what I would expect.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's also nice to get out at like 3 or earlier. Like start my day at like 4, 5, and then end my day at like 3 or earlier. So that's been nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
For me, these last 2 months have been, to say the very least, interesting. So, it was June 12th, our anniversary, when I clocked off for work. My manager brought me into her office and said the board is cutting back on office personnel and we have to let you go.
What?
Yes.
They let you go?
Lame.
Yes.
After you showed off your proton pack?
I know, those assholes.
What a bunch of cockfuckers.
I don't think that had to do with anything, but yeah,
Still kind of a
I had to turn in my laptop, got some severance pay, thankfully, and I was kind of out of a job there for a good month and a half, technically. I found some side stuff that kept me from drowning, but there were some low points there between June 12th and about a week and a half ago.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, I can't say the same for all the homeless people out there. So, yeah.
I mean, I had enough savings to help me get by, but even still, just like, I don't have a job right now. So that was a little scary to endure for there.
I would imagine so.
But thankfully, I had a friend hook me up with my new job that I started at on Monday. My coworkers are already fantastic. My managers have been great. I started on my own yesterday. I was doing training all of this week. I started on my own yesterday afternoon, and they already said I was killing it. So onto greener pastures, thankfully.
Good.
Sweet.
Very good.
Yeah.
But enough of that. It is time, gentlemen, to get into today's topic. And this is one I have been waiting to do for months now, because ever since April, the five of us have gone to some sort of event between April and early July last month. So I figured today's topic would be Trips and Conventions 2023. We all regale our times and experiences at all these conventions and trips we've went on, because Charles here went to Denver on a sort of college reunion. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's a sort of like college reunion. Yeah.
Vinny here went to Denver Fan X.
Yes.
We all worked and went to Mad Monster 2023.
That was a blast.
Me and Sabrina here went to and worked Phoenix Fan Fusion 2023.
Oh yeah, my first time working.
And I took the trip to jolly old London back in April for Star Wars Celebration. So, Charles, why don't you start us off with your trip to Denver, Colorado?
Sure. Okay. So yeah, about like once a year, my friends from college and I, we try and do like a reunion get together. Because while several of us still are here in Arizona, some of them have gone out of state for their jobs and stuff, and so we do this to try and just stay connected and everything like that. And plus, it's cool because we get to go with various places around the the U.S. and whatnot. So, yeah, going to Denver, Colorado, it was interesting because we end up using like one of our friends, two of our friends, they have timeshares, and so we'll do that. And so they have like these resorts, like I forget, it was like the Holiday Inn, like resorts and whatever. And so normally we can get that, but a couple of our friends wanted something different, and so we're like, okay, well, let's get an Airbnb. All right, let's do that. And so we got this place. It was a massive place, to be able to support like all of us. And like last minute, they weren't able to make it. They had some stuff come up and they weren't able to make it. So we're like, all right, well, we're just gonna have to do this. Okay. And we got there, and it was a beautiful place. I think they said it was like 4,000 square feet, something like that. It was huge.
Wow,
huge place. Like
4,000 square feet.
Yeah,
Jeez.
no kidding.
Just
like,
thinking about that, like. Our place is like what, 1,200, 1,400 square feet?
I think so. I think it's around there.
Jeez, so that place is roughly 2.5 times this place?
Oh,
That's insane. Was it multi-level or was it just single story?
Oh no, it was multi-level. So, but even then, like first floor, like you could easily fit all of this in the first floor and still have room. It was
That's
that big.
insane.
It was yeah, and they had a basement level and a second floor, and so I ended up, getting in the basement. I was in the basement area, and then everyone else like took the roof and stuff. So yeah, it was me and a friend. We because there was two bedrooms downstairs, and then there was 1, 2, 3, I think 4 bedrooms upstairs, I believe. Yeah, because it was 1, 2 master. Yeah, 4 bedrooms upstairs. Yeah, it was insane. But yeah, weather was beautiful. It rained. There was quite a bit of rain, but
probably more than we've seen the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, no kidding. But it was a nice, pleasant rain. It wasn't like those rains where it was like, oh my gosh, things are flying everywhere. Yeah. And it was just like we went to the Ren Fair there, which the Ren Fair there in Colorado looks more like what you would imagine when you think Ren Fair.
Ooh, that's
like
cool.
Trees, hills, and all that. And
That's dope.
yeah, and we went. It was like the opening day of the Denver, the Colorado Ren Fair.
Oh, it was the opening day?
It was the opening day, yeah. And just like so many people were dressed up and they were into it, and it was an absolute blast just going through there. And it looks like how you would imagine it. Mm-hmm. I know our Ren Fair here in Arizona is cool, but desert. This one, there's a lot of obvious desert. This one definitely looks the part. And then
sweet.
Also, if you ever do go to Colorado, be sure and check out Garden of the Gods. It's a state park, and it is absolutely beautiful. Just like mountains and cliff faces and stuff like that. And there's like this path that you can walk along, and if you have climbing equipment and you can get a permit, you can actually climb the mountains that are there. So
that's dope.
Yeah, it is exceptionally beautiful. I highly recommend checking that out.
Did you buy anything while you're at that Ren Fair?
The Ren Fair? Oh yeah, I got an axe.
You got an axe.
Yeah, I got an axe. Yep. I've always wanted an axe, but I never could find one that I really liked, and then I found one there, and I was like, okay, I gotta get that axe.
Damn.
Ooh.
So, let's see what else. There was also shoot, I had something on my mind. I was gonna say in regards to was Denver, the Garden of the Gods. Oh, that's right. Another cool thing to do is go up to Pikes Peak, but you could take the cog railway. Now they call it a cog railway because there's the train that goes up it uses a cog system to help pull itself up or like help it crawl back down the mountain. So it doesn't use just the straight rails. It actually uses a gear system that pulls it along.
Really cool.
Yeah.
So the train goes up the mountain, and then when it's done with its taking people up there, people get back. It just goes in reverse.
Yes. Yeah.
really
And they have several trains that run throughout the day, and so what they end up doing is they'll keep tabs on where each train is, and whenever one gets close, there's like these little pull-offs. So one train will pull off, and it'll allow another one to pass. Wow. So that's how they're able to have multiple trains going per day.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it is. It's actually really cool. If you do take it though, I do recommend seeing if you could try and get a seat facing up the mountain rather than facing down the mountain. Because because it goes up and comes back down facing the same way. So if you're facing like down the mountain, when you start to go up, it kind of gets a little steep, and so you're kind of having to like work those ab muscles as you're like
awesome.
but otherwise, it's a lot of fun. And I know the conductor or the announcer that we had, what was it? I want to say he said he'd been there like 20 years or something like that. So and he'd worked all the jobs. Like he worked as a conductor at one point. He's worked on the train itself. So he knows several of like how it's put together, how it works, and all of that. And he's also stood in as as the tour guide, if you will. Like, hey, on to your left, blah 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 blah. And he was incredibly knowledgeable, very friendly, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I definitely recommend checking that out. And yeah, it was a great time, and of course, hanging out with my friends and everything. So yeah.
Very
it was
nice. Good. All right, now, Vincento, before we get to your trip, I almost forgot about our favorite segment, Trying Weird Snacks.
The snacks you buy from regular retail stores?
No. I got this from our favorite candy and soda shop, Rocket Fizz. This is Violet Crumble. And this is an Australian candy that is chocolate-covered honeycomb.
Crikey.
I don't find it too often, and when I do, I'm like, I found some.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, and the packaging covers the whole bar. This thing's huge.
That's what she said.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, Charles, I was going to add to your story there. Train engineer jobs are like one of the best high-paying jobs out there with a great sense of insurance. Oh, thank you.
What?
Very interesting.
Interesting.
What do you think, Charles?
It is interesting. What did you say the center was?
Honeycomb.
It's pretty much dried up honeycomb without the honey.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it tastes pretty good. I'm trying to place it. I feel like I've had something like this before that was similar in flavor, but I'm trying to remember because I tend not to eat too many sweets anymore.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Yeah, I first discovered this years ago, and then there's this candy store on Mill Avenue that I found that carried it. I'm like, yes! And then, of course, Rocket Fizz had a few in stock. Like, yes! I see it rarely, so I always try and get it when I can find it.
Thanks for sharing.
Of course. Next thing we have up here.
Uh-oh.
This is Sourpuss Soda. Super sour blueberry lemon soda.
Ooh.
Okay.
Sourpuss.
Oh, my. He cracks it open. It goes flying everywhere.
Rex the computer. Podcast over.
Podcast over.
It's right here. The
Yes,
cat.
yeah.
Oh, for me? Okay. Oh, it smells good.
There you. Thank you.
You know, it's so rare to find blueberry flavored anything these days, and now it's a flavor that's starting to become a little bit more popular over time.
It almost smells a little bit like Jolly Rancher.
Smells like
Bottoms up.
Or almost a little bit like an energy drink. A little bit.
Ooh, it does smells like a blue raspberry, like Jolly Rancher.
it's perky but not sour.
Yeah.
I like it though.
That's pretty good.
It's okay.
Yeah, not bad.
I've had better.
Fair. All right, Vincento, your journey to Denver Fan Expo.
One second, I gotta wash out this sourpuss out of my mouth.
Oh, my.
Okay. So for those of you guys who know or don't know, I had a trip coming up to Denver, Colorado, because I said this year I was going to skip out on Phoenix Fan Expo or Phoenix Fan Fusion, sorry. Mostly because there was nothing there for me to really lock onto or enjoy, and I really didn't want to see some faces there. So I wanted to take the advantage of just going out and exploring other conventions like I've always wanted to. I just never found the time or the reasons. And my friend Crystal, she told me, why don't you come out here and hang out with us for my Denver convention? I'm like, sure, why not? So I made the trip, made the plans. When I was flying there, it got a little hazy because the weather was really bad that weekend, especially up in Denver. There was tornado warnings, there was rain, hail.
Tornado warnings in Denver?
Yeah, no joke. Like, it wasn't in the city area, but it was in like the countryside areas.
Didn't know Denver got tornadoes.
Oh yeah, 100%. And so my flight almost got canceled. I got the later flights. And as we're flying, it was a nice cozy flight, no big deal. Just there was a little bit of turbulence because the plane just kept shaking and shit, and lightning was flashing across
Feeling
the
like
sky.
you were gonna die.
Well, it's like if I had a chance to sit next to the window, I would have made a video going, "There's something on the wing, something."
A gremlin.
It was freaky though, because like the lightning would strike across the sky and the plane would get shooken up. But luckily, we landed safe and sound. And I didn't get there until 1 o'clock in the morning. And she was tired and exhausted because she was working on her cosplay that she was entering in the masquerade for. She had to come pick me up, drop me off at the hotel, and then there was this weird confusion with check-in because when I checked in, I guess they swapped out. They checked me into the wrong room, so as soon as I got in, it was a single bed, which I thought was weird. I'm like, okay, whatever. I get ready to unpack, and all of a sudden, the phone rings to the front desk, and my eyes just go wide, because it felt like that setup scene for like a horror game where you're in a hotel room. And so I pick up the phone, I'm like, hello? And they're like, did you just check in? Yes. We need you to come back downstairs. Okay. So they ended up putting me in the wrong room.
No.
Got that shit fixed up. No big deal. So I had a big room. Keep in mind, this was me, Crystal, and 2 of her friends staying in that room. The 2 friends slept on the spare beds. Crystal had her bed. I had my bed. But nobody was there. So I was there by myself for the first night. And it was cozy. Got myself prepared and ready to go for the next day.
Crank the AC down to 60.
Kind of. I mean,
Well, like that's what usually I do when I go into a hotel room. I set that shit low.
it was such cool weather during that time in June. It was like a huge night and day difference between Arizona and Denver. And
Oh, yeah.
It was freezing cold when I got up in the morning. I didn't even change the thermostat. It was already there. I had to turn it up a little bit just to get the temperature going, but then it got humid, so I had to turn it back down. Next morning, I get up. I'm getting ready for the convention. There's a bunch of homeless people out on the side of the street over there. Someone's yelling at each other. I'm like, okay, good morning, Denver. Luckily, everybody came up. We all got prepared. And we head down to Denver's Fan Expo. And I got to tell you, this convention floor was gorgeous. Like, this was a big-ass building. And my first experience to this convention was absolutely 100% professional. The way they have it set up to scan your ID badge and all this stuff was just, it made me feel like I was so comfortable and convenient at a comic convention. I'm like, this is great. Because you get your badge, you check it in, you scan it, you put in each pass has like a little barcode number that you punch into the app, and that registers your badge, being like, okay, this is you, you're here. And again, so they all have scanners and shit like that, and you get in, and it's just like any other basic Comic-Con you go to at, Phoenix or what may have you. But it was a nice setup. It was sufficient. It was professional. It was just a really damn good time. The Star Wars group was phenomenal because they had a really incredible setup. They had a giant bantha that was all animatronic, like a bantha. But no, I just had a good weekend there. Like I was in casual wear Friday. Saturday I put on my Mando. Sunday I did Ghostbusters and Mando because Crystal wanted to do a photo shoot with me as Kara and Din Djarin. We got that done. But I went to this convention with the most excited expectations because I got to meet the one and only Peter Cullen, who many people know is the voice of Optimus Prime. And he's also the voice of the Predator and the voice of Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. And Peter had to be...
great.
Yeah. Peter had to be one of the sweetest people I met. Like, I was so scared and nervous to meet him. There were some complications, too, because I almost missed my time mark, and I was the last person in line.
Oi.
But
And you got the VIP package for him, right?
yeah, I paid good money to meet this guy, because you get photo op, autograph, special voice message, and...
Which I'll insert somewhere in here so y'all can listen to it, too.
Yeah. And, of course, I got to get good seating at his panel so I could be, like, right there up close, which I did record most of it. I regret not recording the first 10 minutes because it was him talking about his childhood. But when I got to meet this guy, he was just the nicest person to every single individual. And, of course, the special package was you get a special voice message from Optimus Prime. He would record, like, this is the voicemail of so on and so forth. Please leave a message at the beep below. Roll out. And it was just like every person in the room had to go silent to listen to this, but it was like every person was so respectable to that fact that this was him doing the voice, and like every single one of us just like lit up like Christmas trees. We were just like, Now there is one cool thing about this. Before I met Peter, I put together a photo that I photoshopped and illustrated and all that stuff. It's a picture of me out in a field by my house during the magic lighting hour. So like the sun setting, it's a beautiful sunset. And I photoshopped Optimus Prime standing next to me with a message saying, will I ever see you again? With Prime saying, Vincent, I do not know. But whenever you look to the stars, think of one of them as my soul. Be strong enough to be gentle.
Man, you're ready for his death, dude. Like, damn.
Just let me
I mean,
die. Please just let me die.
Well, it's like we don't know how much longer we have with these people. And Peter Cullen is one of those people where as soon as I found out he was going to be there, I got emotional because this is a guy I've always wanted to meet my entire life. And I had probably one of the most wonderful moments with a celebrity talking to him. You know, he read my name badge. He's like, Westner. I'm like, yeah. And we got a photo together, and I told him, and I gave him a copy of that poster. He signed the poster for me, and then I gave him a copy that I signed for him saying, I want to thank you and your brother Larry for being my heroes. And he got really emotional to that. He read the message, and you could see the look on his face just light up. And as we were saying our goodbyes to each other, I was just like, we love you, Peter. And he goes, thank you. I really appreciate it. It was one of those things where, you know how they say, don't meet your heroes?
in this case, yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
this was one of those moments where it's like I got to meet my fucking hero, and he's exactly what he was.
Aw.
One of the
Nice.
sweetest, humble human beings of my life.
Did you get to meet anybody else while you were up there, or was it just like, okay, I'm here for Peter Cullen, that's it?
I wanted to meet several celebrities up there. I got to meet. Oh my god, I'm gonna space out on these two names.
What characters? What are they?
Well, they're not characters; they are artists.
Oh, artists. Okay.
So some of the actors that I really wanted to meet were, Tara Strong and so forth, but they were just so busy and so packed, and the scheduling for the convention floor was ridiculous. Like, I didn't get a chance to meet any of the people I wanted to meet because of everything that Crystal wanted to do and her friends wanted to do, because we were all just hanging out together. It's like, all right, come what may. I'm still enjoying myself with these people. I got to meet Tim Jacobus, who was the artist illustrator for Goosebumps books.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
He did the artwork for all the covers, and he was like one of the chillest guys too. And his artwork was available $20 with an autograph, dirt cheap. Even the bigger size were $20. I was like, damn.
Wow.
Nice.
I really wanted to get one of the big ones, but I was like, let me just get this small one for now. So I got his autograph on a picture of the cover, The Night of the Living Dummy. Because that was the one that impacted me the most. That was the one that
I
scared
know
the
that's
shit
your
out of me.
favorite.
Yeah, that one scared the shit out of me. So I was like, it has to be this one. And then, of course, I met Travis Mercer. This guy is the comic book artist for the McFarlane Page Puncher comics.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he was really cool. I wish I could have gotten back to get an autograph from him, but I missed out on that one, unfortunately. Again, due to conflict of scheduling and shit. And let me see what else. I didn't get a chance to meet the actor who voiced Freddy from Security Breach.
Oh, Kellen Goff or Joff?
Yeah.
He is like me. I've met him twice now. Charles, we met him last year. Such a great guy.
Yeah, he's really cool.
I heard he was a really cool dude. I just didn't get a chance to meet him because I had to run back to the hotel, which, by the way, 8 blocks away.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
We
no.
would have gotten closer, but then one of Crystal's friends screwed up the whole time schedule because he was supposed to be one of our roommates, backed out at the last minute, and so we didn't get a chance to book one of the hotels closer. But all in all, I just had a really blast in the ass time.
Oh my.
Now we know what kind of bars he went to.
I mean, I did go to a bar. I took a hell of a shot. Not much for sure.
What was it?
It was like a mini bottle of daiquiri or some shit. I don't. Maybe I'm not saying that correctly, but it was one of the strongest liquors I had, and we just had a really great time. The weather was great, cloudy, so many amazing things to see in Denver, and the atmosphere was just wonderful. And of course, I got to hang out with some good friends I haven't met before, and came home, got some good memories out of it. 3 autographs.
So Peter Cullen, the artist for Goosebumps, and then the comic artist.
So the third guy was the original comic artist for the DuckTales comics.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, that reminds me. This freaking kid was annoying as shit. You want to talk about fanboy? This
Oh,
Dude.
hey, Vinny. How's it going? You like Darkwing Duck? I like Darkwing Duck.
this dude was the most annoying motherfucker I have ever seen because he was like literally the conversation kept going. I'm waiting in line to get just a quick autograph so I can go. The artist is sitting there talking, and he goes, "You were in Colorado? You were there? I was there. I live there." I'm like, oh my God, he's one of those fucking family.
We must have lived in the same neighborhood when I was growing up. Oh my gosh, we should have been neighbors.
I was so I was fed up with it because I'm like, I'm waiting, and finally when he left, he was about ready to eat his ham and cheese sandwich, and he looks at me and goes, "Oh, I thought you were with that guy." I'm like, "No, I'm not with him." So it took a bit, and he had all this artwork for sale. Unfortunately, some of the ones I wanted weren't available, and I picked up the one of Uncle Scrooge in the different variations of the different time periods, and he signed it for me, and I thought that was a great piece to own. So yeah, as far as I know, to everybody out there who's saying, "Oh man, I really want to go out of state," go out of state. Don't sit there and procrastinate on it. Just do it because you're going to regret it later and you're going to miss out on so much cool shit. Because, again, when I went to Denver, they had more celebrities than I care to count, and my wallet was screaming at me.
I can agree with like traveling to other conventions because when me and my dad went to Salt Lake City Fan Expo, that was a blast. That was such a great time. And later this year, me and my dad and my sister are going to travel to Halloween 45 in California for the Halloween franchise convention. I can't wait for that one as well.
Oh, that's awesome. I would
Yeah.
love
Cool.
to go to the horror conventions like that.
I want to go to Monster Palooza.
See, I would kill to go to Monster Palooza because one of my favorite creature feature artists and effects artists goes there, and he is just the most incredible and genius when it comes to monster making. I think he had a show on Travel Channel, I think, called Making Monsters.
Who is it?
I can't remember his name, but he's got a bit of a beer belly, big white hair. And he was at Phoenix at one time, and I got to meet him, and he was just one of the coolest fucking dudes ever. I can't remember his name, but I follow him. And he creates all the animatronic and monsters you see at, like, haunted house locations and theme park attractions. Like, his shit is legendary. He created the effect of where, like, somebody's sitting on top of a box, and it's a mirror, and it looks like they're missing half their body. It's like gored, ripped up. There's no legs. It's just right at the spine, down below, missing.
Interesting.
And it's an incredible effect.
Okay.
Cool.
Definitely one of my favorite guys to ever meet. But I would love to go to a horror convention because those guys and my favorite mask makers, like Immortal Mask, they make the silicone masks.
They're for like Freddy Krueger and stuff like that.
Yeah, and they're so good. They make so many altercations. They made a special Hulk one, a Green Goblin one. They've made they were actually the company that made the I want to say ogres. Yeah, it was the ogres for that movie Bright on Netflix with Will Smith.
Oh, not Bright, but I know what you're talking about. I
Yeah.
forget what that's called.
Yeah, where he's like a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, those ogres were made by that company. So it's just a silicone mask. And they're phenomenal. I would love to go see them at a horror convention.
Well, speaking of horror conventions, earlier last month we all worked once again at Mad Monster, Arizona. Joe, you want to take the lead on this one?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. It's coming up. Our 5-year working the scavenger hunt for Mad Monster.
My second year.
Yeah, your second year. Yeah.
Yeah.
My rookie year.
5-year team right here.
I know, man. 5 years. Wait, you didn't go to 2021, did you?
I don't think I did 2021.
Well then, yeah,
Yeah,
5 years.
5
for
year
us too.
team.
Yeah.
Okay, Inception year then.
Yeah, but no, so it's good. Love catching back with all those people. That was the only convention like worth all the energy and the limited time that I have to actually just put into it. And so it was nice catching up with a couple great folks, most of the staff members. I mean, shout out to Dave and Shane, yeah, Dave, Shane, Nikki, Izzy, Casey, Katie, and Karen, Eben, Carlos, Levi, Jenny, Kevin, of course, 2 Kevins actually, and Mark Richardson. So yeah, if there's anybody else I forgot, my bad. And so yeah, and so it was nice catching up with people. Also, there's that kind of the thing. I'm not entirely sure, but it's probably going to be my last for now. So hopefully the game can continue on after this.
We will keep it
Oh,
alive.
it'll go.
Yeah, it was
Oh, yeah.
definitely like people they love the game at first. It started slow, and then like over the years went by, like people really loved it, especially the prizes that were given. And so it really gets like all the vendors and all the attendees are fired up and everything. I don't know. I like that con because it's small. I mean, we all love it because it's small and people know each other and all that. And of course, when you work there and all that, you kind of have like, not to say free reign to do whatever, but it's kind of like nice to know everything that happens behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And so that was really fun. Let's see. Yeah, it was definitely hot. We mostly stayed indoors.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
And let's see, Friday. Who was it? Yeah, I got to. Definitely need to talk about some of the celebrities. Yeah, I mean the big ones there were of course Robert Englund, Damian Leone from Terrifier, David Howard Thornton, played Art the Clown. Of course, the biggest one, like Tom Atkins, is the one who stole the show.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
You guys don't know Tom Atkins fucking rules.
Yep.
Yep.
Lance Hendrickson was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. God, freaking like stayed up till like.
Yeah, you guys did.
Yeah, we definitely did.
We had a damn good time.
Yeah, that Saturday was definitely one of the best.
Oh, yeah, that was
dude,
awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
Nah, so Friday was neat, but I think like we crashed because again we were like most of us were working, and so it was like okay, we're gonna bail on this one. And now like Friday was great, of course I hang out at RIP, played some games and all that. People actually saw it like Nikki, just give a shout out. She saw us playing like the Jenga game. She's like, "Shit, that's what I needed to bring, like games." To
Yes, the
RIP.
Jenga game.
Yeah, and so I was like, "Oh yeah, go ahead." And no, it was really really fun. Most of us got to see the new Nightmare sequel.
Oh, Dylan's new nightmare.
Yep.
Yeah,
That was very good.
that was really
That was
good.
really good,
Yeah. Let's see. I think what was funny, like. Hanging out with our good friends, Hannah and Cass.
Yep.
We,
Yep.
God, like, we were supposed to do karaoke, but of course we were like friggin'
Line is like forever long.
80, yeah, the 80
2-hour wait.
Yeah, it was like no
Oh my
It was
thanks.
like
gosh.
a 3 hour. Yeah, it was
Katie
insane.
had a great singing voice. That was good.
I was gonna do Peaches.
Of course you were.
yeah. But I thought what was really funny, on Christian's behalf and all that, like. When the party like almost ended, we were like, we're hungry, dude. Let's go to like Wendy's and all that.
That's right. He told me about that the next morning. He's like,
our
yeah, I
st-
drove Joe and Vinny to Wendy's after that.
Yeah, like our stomachs were running on empty and all that, and so we're just like, oh my god, like hold on, we need the alcohol to soak up like all the bread and everything. So it was like, I mean, it was good, but damn, like I was like, okay, I'm out, and it was like 2:30, and we needed to be up in like 5
Dude,
hours.
Yeah.
He was so out of it. Like we're in the middle of eating. He forgot his Frosty, and he just like sits there and goes,
Oh yeah, right in the middle when Vinny's talking, he's like,
and I'm like, I look at him like, maybe I just need to go to bed.
that
Yeah.
was funny. Yeah.
Yeah, because I ended up calling it a night, but while you guys went to go get your food, I passed out.
And then we called it earlier just
Yeah, we
because
were
we
like,
stayed
no.
across the street. Unfortunately, the room sold out quickly this year for Mad Monsters, so we had to stay at the hotel across the street, the True West by Hilton, which nice little hotel. Like the staff is extremely friendly. The room was nice for just the two of us.
And free breakfast.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, the
they
free
were-
breakfast was actually really good
They were
too.
definitely getting their money's worth in there. Yeah, like.
Yeah, no, I was worried about waking his ass up. When I came back into the room, I was like, uh-oh.
No, that was fine. I woke up like very briefly and then promptly went back to sleep.
Yeah, you're like, but oh god, I thought it was really fun. Don't ever, kids, consume like X amount of alcohol. Let's say there was probably like,
I probably
you
drank
know.
the most.
Oh yeah, you drink a lot.
Sorta, yeah. When you drink at least like 12, 15 bottles, but then you're still able to like crack crunch in like 40 push-ups. 40 good push-ups, and that was terrible. That was when my body was like, "Hey, I want food, damn it!" And it was like,
Oh,
it was like, "Oh shit, okay, yeah." And then also lifting like Courtney up, that was nice. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Oh, I totally forgot. Yeah, Joe Ripple. Fucking shout out to you, man.
Oh yes,
God, dude, that man's funny. Yeah, you and then Rob. Oh my god, man. Like, I definitely need to. Yeah. Next year, like, if any time, I'm gonna be glad to see everybody all over again. So
Except for the people we don't want to see.
I don't want to talk about that, but yeah. So no, it was fun though. No issues there. Oh yeah, Sarah and Jay. Yeah, nice. You're welcome, by the way. I kind of want my insider's fee.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Mad Monster was definitely fun as always.
This year was great.
Yeah, it gets better.
I think what's funny is one of my friends is a huge horror film fanatic. Like, she makes badass horror themed cosplays. She had no idea about this convention. When I showed her, she like dropped everything to try to get the money for it, and luckily she got to come this year. Got to meet Robert Englund, and of course Elvira was there. Unfortunately, like, a lot of us wanted her autograph, but she was just too
She was
pricey.
busy all 3 days.
Like, yeah, the line was, whereas like Robert Englund had a room to himself, and you thought like Elvira would have the same. Her line was like pretty much extending out the friggin' exhibit hall.
Yeah,
Oh
it
my
was.
God.
Blocking some booths, and that's why you saw some people outside in the hallway, and they were, business was doing good for them because they were avoiding that crap. And
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Some of those vendors, though, being out in the hallway, I thought was kind of bizarre. They should have like tucked them into like a little pocket area in the other hallways, because, my God, people would just not get the gist of like moving out of the way and quit making a human wall so people can get through.
Yeah.
Shit.
simple excuse me, but yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Even then, though, like, I would say, excuse me, they're just like, "Ugh."
That's horror.
Are you sure that wasn't a zombie?
They pretty much are zombies.
Sabrina, how was your experience with your first time going to a horror convention?
I liked it.
Really scary.
No, it actually wasn't scary.
again.
Oh.
people are nuts.
No. I actually enjoyed it. It was my fun rookie year, and I'm excited to continue working with you guys.
Sweet.
Yeah. I had a good time.
We'll see
I enjoyed
about
it.
that.
Charles, what are you telling me?
I'm in charge of it now, and I'm cracking down. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
He ain't, but yeah.
You'll just see a meme of me just disappearing into the bush.
Some cartoon bush that we have
Yeah.
over there. Fucking fat ass crashes through the paper wall. You're like, God damn it, Vinny. Yeah.
No, my fat ass would just end up disappearing behind the bush, but then fall down a hill just like Tommy Boy.
Oh,
No,
What
not
was
Tommy
that?
Boy. Black Sheep. Black Sheep.
Oh, yeah.
Black Sheep was one. Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah!
Yeah.
But no, I enjoyed it. Some pretty cool vendors, though. Had some
Yeah.
pretty cool things. Like, Charles, when you showed me that one vendor about the pins, he now follows me on Instagram and everything.
Oh yeah,
The
the
mis-
mischievous pins.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were really
Oh.
awesome.
Yeah,
Pins look so cool.
Being jobless and working a convention sucked. I did cave and buy like 2 things,
Yeah, you
but
got 2 things, and I helped you out, too.
yes, you did. Thank you, baby. But going from Mad Monster to Phoenix Fan Fusion, I also dragged you to work that as well.
Except obviously I've been as a guest.
Attendee.
Attendee, yeah. But this time, working. Yeah, this summer was me working conventions for the first time.
I got my photo op with Dick Warlock. I got a free autograph from Tom Atkins. Thank you, Joe, for the suggestion of giving him water.
Yeah, you're welcome, by the way.
But,
Yeah.
like, we'll get to that in a bit if you guys are interested. But
Yeah.
my one thing that I did get from this convention that I bought happily was an autograph from Richard Brake, who was Joe Chill from Batman Begins. So that gun is going into a display case with my Batman collection.
I had one conversation with him in the elevator, and it was funny. He was wearing he was wearing like some like sweatpants or something like that. I was like, "Oh, hey, sir, good morning and all that. Did you go for a good run?" He's like, "Kid," and he has that voice like, "Kid, like." I don't have time for running. I'm fucking exhausted as it is. We're like, like, oh my God, that's funny. But all right, sir, and he's fucking tall too.
Dude, tall,
Yeah.
like Scarecrow tall. Like lengthy
Tall, yeah, Bill Moseley was freaking cool. To actually go behind the scenes, like I was walking by, I got the okay from the higher ups and everything, and as soon as I was getting like some photo ops, friggin' there was like this one big like volunteer lady, and dude, holy crap, like I got up and she like palmed my chest, and I was like because I was like, God damn, and I'm like I'm with them and all that, and then of course you had Carlos and Kevin kind of like thumbs up, like that kid's fine and all that, and then she was just like, oh my God, I'm sorry, and I'm like, yeah, thanks. Yeah, like, oh my God. But like, coolest photo op too is actually seeing David Harcourt in as Art the Clown. And David, like, he sat back down and he's like, oh, like he noticed me like walking up. He's like, oh dude, I could get in the pic for you and all that. And I was like, oh okay, you know, that's fine, I guess. And so like he gets up, but man, like so I'm staying like you know, I'm Terrifier 2 is still fresh from my head from last October, and to see that guy like him and I make eye contact and. Probably where the farthest where the pops are, you know, over there, you know, that's how far away he was.
Wow.
But he looks at me and he kind of like, you know, left hand, you know, on his hip and everything, holds a little, you know, honker and like, you know, and he like, I was like, oh god damn it, like this is
So cool.
yeah.
Cool.
But that dude's in character; he will not break. And
awesome.
That's incredible.
yeah, now for me though, like that guy. Oh God! Like I was even telling them when I went to his table, like he definitely needs. I don't know, like you know, that's great. He's a mime. He did it for like 2 movies in a row already. But I'm like, dude, like Damien, like give this guy some free reign, like do something else and all that. Like give him a speaking part or something, or like just. I swear, just Joker killing joke, like you know, just. Rip that off in some way, make it your own and all that, and how he was once normal or some shit. I don't know. It's like some origin tale or something.
Just one bad day.
Dude, because I told him, because out of all the people, you know, he's like, oh, you're one of the first that mentioned, you know, the Killing Joke a rehearsal that I did. And it was like, yeah, dude, like, you should, like, definitely do more and all that, you know. I mean, it doesn't have to be, you know, he turns into the art character, but, like, you know, something else and all that, because you're definitely really good and all that. He's like, oh, man, that is so sweet. And he has, like, the fucking sweetest voice ever, so it's like, this guy?
This is art.
Yeah, like, this fucking dude? Yeah. So,
It's always the sweet insane that end up becoming the best crazy psychotic serial killers in films.
yeah. Like, he was really, really cool. To anybody who hasn't seen Terrifier 1 and 2, definitely watch it.
You need to watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as we were working at Mad Monster at our booth, Tom Atkins kept passing by our booth, going outside to absorb some sunlight. And
he was burning.
right? Just and so Joe over here suggested me to go give him water. So I walk out there, being as professional as I can be like, Mr. Atkins, would you like some water, sir? And he's like, oh, yeah, thank you so much. And we ended up having just this really nice conversation about the weather, where he lived, where I'm from. And, you know, I told him I tried getting into Hollywood with Disney and shit like that. And he's like, well, did you try hard enough? I'm like, of course I did. It's just they wouldn't take me because of how I answered things, or it just didn't work out. And he encouraged me to keep trying and to keep doing what I can to get into Hollywood and what I love to do. And he wants to move out here to Arizona because he loves the sunlight and the heat. But his wife doesn't want to move because her sisters are up there in the cold, so he's stuck up there. And he was just one of the nicest people, like, to talk to. He was very cool. He was checking out my Haunted Mansion lanyard, and we were talking about that.
You guys are out there for a good, like, 10 minutes. Now, for people who don't know who Tom Atkins is, he's one of the leading guys in The Fog. He's in Escape from New York, mainly in a lot of John Carpenter flicks.
Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
Yeah, and definitely one of my favorites, Night of the Creeps. So definitely check out that one because he was more actiony in that movie.
Yeah, and what was crazy is I decided after meeting him, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go get an autograph from this man. And when I came up, he tells his handle, he's like, oh no, it's free, it's fine. This is my friend from outside. I got this. And he gave me a free autograph. I was like,
yeah.
That is epic.
Aww.
yeah. And then, of course, Joe suggested I go get my name put on it, so I came back and got my name written on it again.
Duh, dude. Yeah. Did he write like a special message on there, or just
He just wrote, Vincent, stop it. Tom Atkins.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, his line from 3. Yeah, Halloween 3.
Because
yeah.
I got the main
Stop it!
I got the main poster of Halloween 3 Season of the Witch because there were so many good posters. But I was like, if I want one that really sticks out as like the main official poster with his autograph signed in silver, that was it. And it's such a beautiful piece too. And I got that framed now. I just got to put it up.
Nice.
Yeah, one of the sweetest handlers ever was Lance Hendrickson's
Yes.
manager. Oh my god! You know, hey, is it like cool if like he could actually, you know, because I wanted to recreate the scene from Aliens, you know, with the knife on my hand. And,
Yeah.
and I love how like there were 7 guys like, but you know, behind me, and they saw what we were doing, and they're like, oh come on, you know, like they're like shit, like okay, you know, like we should have thought of that. And so it was me, and God, I gotta find out who that other stiff member is, but like he was Drake to my Hudson and all that, and he put his hand over mine and all that. Lance Henderson. Actually his hand over mine, And he started, got this big freaking prop knife. Yeah, thanks, Eddie. And then, like, he puts it right there. And I was like, holy shit. Like, this is so cool.
Fanboy
yeah.
So I got an autograph from Kane Hodder from my stepdad because he's never been to these horror conventions. He loves horror films. And so I got that for him. Mr. Hodder surprised me and the super fanboy that was sitting next to me. He looks at me and goes, "Did you know I was in Batman?" I was like, "What? Did you know what Batman character I played?" And me and the fanboy just look at each other, like slowly to each other.
I didn't know he was in Batman.
We have no idea. What? Wait, you were in a Batman movie? He goes, "I was one of Two-Face's thugs from Batman Forever." And we were just both...
Hey, face.
Yeah, we were so thrown off. He was one of the guys that had a bunch of piercings and all over his face. So he was one
Most of them did.
Yeah, but I can't remember which one it was. He said...
He's the one in the helicopter. I don't know.
I think he was the one who either got electrocuted or the one that got kicked through a wall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the one... But that surprised the hell out of me. Like, the dude was super nice. And, of course, my friends, Carissa and Marco, they got to go see him again because they're pretty close with each other. And Kane puts Marco in a headlock. And they're both flexing their muscles and shit with each other. It was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Then, of course, we had a very fun person stop by the table multiple times.
Don't even get me started.
Oh, yeah, those guys.
Those guys.
Those
yeah.
obnoxious pains
Oh,
in the
hey,
ass.
Charles. Good to see you again, man.
No, that was a different guy.
Yeah, those are
He
different
doesn't
guys.
have that voice, but yeah. Oh,
His
yeah,
fanboy
Mr.
voice.
Jack-o'-lantern. Yeah.
Oh God.
His outfits, though, throughout
Hey, Charles.
the time.
Hey, Charles, how are you? Waving.
I'm just slowly sinking under the table.
Your soul is like leaving your body and all that.
And then,
Out of here.
and then all of a sudden I run into that other guy because he's putting his shit under our table.
Yeah,
And he
that
lost it.
That's what you get.
dumbass.
Where's my stuff, man?
No, it was nice telling them on, what is it, that Saturday night or Sunday morning? Like,
Sunday morning.
Fuck off. Yeah. Because, like, okay, we could have our own friends back here, but,
It's like
the whole crowd, but just
it's like
don't leave your crab there.
don't leave your crap
No.
and don't keep constantly coming up to our table to have a conversation. Like, in case you're not self-aware, we're in the middle of work.
Right. We were working, and they would try and interrupt, and it's like, dude, we're running a scavenger hunt. You know, hold, please.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And another acquaintance too, in the big, we won't say what it was, but it was this big mascot outfit, but it was like, good God, I mean, luckily, like, bringing some people in, but it was mostly just like photo ops, and it was like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like, if these people aren't going to play the game, like, again, Chef Ramsay, like, fuck off, like,
Like photo ops
Ghastly.
right by our table.
fucking, no, so,
It's like, you know us, great, but don't be using our table as your hangout space.
drop everything, oh, God, like, fuck off, dude, like, there's an empty table across from us, use that,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or
So-
better yet, if you're staying here and you got a hotel, use that. Run your shit up,
There you
go
go.
drop it off, and come back down.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that one dude that was really getting on my nerve, like, he walked straight up to the table, was staring at me, and I'm trying to avoid contact.
was it the friend from Spider-Man?
No, it was the dude that dressed up as Snake Eyes, the Crow, and
Ultraman.
yeah,
Yeah, that's right. I was like, really? You dress as Ultraman?
yeah, dressed up as Ultraman. He stood there for 10 minutes staring at me from afar, not saying anything. He was just like, and I'm pretending that I'm pretending that he's not back there. I'm just going through my stuff in my bag, trying to see if I had anything.
It's like Thompson.
I know you.
Just had fingers on your shoulders and shit. Yeah,
Dude, when he did that at the Flash movie, I was like, get the fuck off me.
yeah.
God.
Yeah, trying to rescue Charles with bullshit conversations.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Of course.
Yeah, at one point you were just like, all right, let's go walk the floor, make sure the props are in place. I was like, thank you.
Hey, did you, take him, but you left Sabrina at the table? You're like, yeah.
No, because I think he left as soon as they all left.
Oh, good.
Because he never talked to me at all. So I'm pretty sure he doesn't remember who I am.
girls!
And I'm so
It's like,
glad.
I don't know how to talk to girls.
Where do we keep that file? What? How do we joke to girls? I have no idea.
Shortage, wired.
I'll take it.
Chicken, yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of nerds that they are. They don't know how to talk to women at all. So it's like, oh no, girls.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, going from horror to a multitude of fandoms, Sabrina, how was your first time working Phoenix Fan Fusion?
It was fun. I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would.
I still remember like the week leading up, you were so nervous.
I was so nervous. Yeah, no, I was, but I enjoyed it. I did get lost on the first day because obviously not being used to all the back rooms and the back
Right.
areas. But besides the first day being lost, the rest of the weekend I was perfectly fine.
And who were you paired up with?
I got to work with Claudia Christian. She actually was super nice, and I got a free photo and autograph from her.
Very nice.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed it. She was super, super nice, and yeah, it was a good like first working experience.
Did you buy anything?
I bought these coasters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I bought the coasters. I think I bought like, a few other things, but I don't remember at the moment.
Did you buy like a Star Wars mystery box or something like that?
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, with some old Star Wars things in it. That was cool. Yeah, because I walked around with Jess a little bit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because Jess and the Autobots group, of course, they were all there.
Right.
So, yeah, on Friday I got to spend some time with her and her telling me about the Autobots and the group and all that. So,
I will say that was one weird thing, like walking over to like the cosplay booth areas and not seeing the Ghostbusters table. Like,
oh,
this
yeah,
is
that was weird. Mm-hmm.
I mean, they had it coming.
I know, but it's still weird just like not seeing it
Yeah.
To me, like, it would have been what it was, just a dead space that we knew wasn't going to exist anymore. Like, unfortunately, I wish it was just us there as the Ghostbusters, but let's face it, those guys last year when I saw them there, it was worse.
No, I know.
Them being there.
Oh, no. It was bad because I remember I walked up with my friend last year and they were in the middle of this giant fight that I got to witness.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Fight!
Really a fight at their booth.
Yeah, Kurt Christian was there too, and there was like a giant fight.
That'll be saved for the retrospective episode.
Yeah. And Christian can also tell you more about it. I kind of like eavesdropped in it. So,
yeah.
but yeah, no, I was literally a fly on the wall, but I saw him and then the other spectacles, and they were. Oh my gosh, that fight went on for a while, but it caught like a crowd too because all of them fighting. It was bad.
And see, that's why I no longer go to Phoenix Fan Fusion, because it's all just drama and fights. It's like, can you people act like fucking adults? Jesus.
Nope.
This year was kind of a whirlwind, especially the first few days. So originally, I was assigned to be the assistant to the Phelps twins, aka Fred and George Weasley from the Harry Potter movies. And up until Friday, that was what I was under the impression of. Like, we get there, we're starting setting up, we do the talent relations meeting. We get home, and my Aunt Amanda, who's one of the managers in the department, gives me a call saying, "Hey, small change in plans. You're now assigned to Ashley Eckstein." Okay. So, had to move my stuff from the Weasley table to Ashley Eckstein's table. And I have previously met her when me and my dad traveled out to Salt Lake FanX. She is one of the nicest voice actors or just celebrities in general that I've ever worked with. She spends a minimum of 5 minutes with anybody who walks up and meets her. She was such a sweet lady, and she was just so cool. Just like, yeah, it's a Katana right there.
Nice.
And her manager, her whole management team were amazing to work with. I even now technically work part-time for the company that manages her. I'll get to that after this, but the first day, her manager was like, "Hey, go ahead, get something signed." And this is both a good and bad thing about Ashley Eckstein. Yes, she takes her time with people, but that first day, we were there until like past 8 o'clock.
I know, every day I had to wait for you at least 2 hours. I'm like, finish up already.
It was just the first day.
Okay, still, no, but still the second and 2 days, at least an hour.
Yeah. So the next day, I was able to get Sabrina an autograph.
I know,
from Ashley
because he
Eckstein.
owed me something for waiting for him.
And then, so think I still have it over here somewhere. So this was not something I purchased, but this was something that my dad brought to me at the convention. So without saying too much about the situation, my grandfather was generous, and I'll just leave it at that. My dad went to a coin show before Phoenix Fan Fusion and was able to pick this up for me. And I didn't ask him to do that. He just decided, hey, here's something for you. Give it a check out.
Oh yeah, that's that one. Yep.
It is a Ghostbusters commemorative coin.
Yeah, a little silver coin. Has the 3 guys. Mind if I take this out?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, cool.
You guys can keep talking. Yeah. Sorry, I was grabbing stuff. Yeah.
Grabbing stuff.
Yeah, my dad brought that to me. He was like, "Here you go." I'm like, oh, thanks, Pop. And then the rest
Queen
of the week.
Elizabeth II.
What? What'd you say?
There's a picture of Queen Elizabeth II behind her.
That's the backside of the coin. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe.
so,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, so this is the autograph I received from Ashley after that first day.
To Danny, get the hell away from my table. That's really cool, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my second autograph from Ashley Eckstein.
I love how she uses the A to sign both her name Ashley and Ahsoka.
I
That's
know,
really clever.
it's so
That is
creative.
an interesting take on that, for sure.
Mine.
No. Yeah, and so going into Fan Fusion this year, I decided to buy 2 autographs because there are a few actors that I really wanted to meet, and thankfully my dad was able to help me out with that. Thank you again, Dad. The first actor that I was able to meet that weekend was animated Obi-Wan Kenobi himself, James Arnold Taylor. Now, if for those that don't know what else James Arnold Taylor has done, he's also been the voice of Johnny Test, Harry Osborn in Spectacular Spider-Man, as well as voicing young Doc Brown in the Back to the Future game. And that's, besides Obi-Wan, that's one of the roles I really remember him as. And because he and Ashley were like they drove in every day together, I had to escort the both of them for their photo ops. And since they had the same management team, I was able to go up and also get a signature from Mr. Taylor.
Hello there.
Hello there. he just put that himself. I didn't ask him to do that. He's like, hello
Okay,
there.
yeah. That if I was gonna have somebody sign like that, that was an Obi-Wan character or Obi-Wan himself. Yeah, hello there.
Mm-hmm. Such a nice guy. I could tell his voice was a little strained from doing stuff all weekend, but he was such a great guy.
Hello there.
No, just that bad. You could tell he was like talking and doing voices all weekend.
Yeah.
The next autograph I was able to purchase and my dad helped me out with was none other than Peggy Hill herself, Kathy Najimy, also known from Sister Act and the Hocus Pocus films.
Whoa, that's a sizable one here.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I talked to your dad a bit while he was in line for that.
So I was actually tempted of meeting her and getting an autograph for my sister Crystal because she was huge on Hocus Pocus.
Oh yeah.
But that's pretty dope.
Oh yeah. I can't wait for the revival. I love King of the Hill. It's one of my favorite shows. Like one of those adult animated shows that came out in like the early 2000s.
My friend Faye recently did a Peggy Hill cosplay. She nailed it out of the park.
Nice.
Ooh.
The last autograph that I paid for was voice actor and motion capture actor of the character of Tommy from the Last of Us series. He also was in the show Last of Us as a character of Perry, Jeffrey Pierce. So it was great to talk to him about his time both on the games as well as for the show. Just hearing like some of those behind the scenes stories was really cool to hear from him.
Very cool.
Yeah. The last one I received, I just wanted to meet this guy, the newest villain of the Fast and Furious franchise, and Raphael in the previous live-action attempts for the Ninja Turtles, Alan Ritchson. I just went up to talk to this guy and meet him because I loved him as Raphael, and I hated how they treated him on those film sets back in those Ninja Turtle movies, but seeing an early screening of Fast X and like seeing his great performance as the villain in Fast X, I was like, dude, he's massive. He could easily just throw me up into the scaffolding.
Well, no, and then obviously the other ones that you paid for was My Hawkeye, but they've all seen.
Yes,
And
yeah,
then
paid
from-
for
Yeah, he
Jeremy
was great
Renner
as
autograph.
Thad in
Yeah.
Blue Mountain State and Aquaman from Smallville.
Yeah, also good as Jack Reacher in the TV series.
Yeah, you ever watch that? I don't know. That's like your cup of tea. Jack Reacher.
I like it. Mainly because I like him. He's such a great actor.
No, and then because we're going along those lines, I don't have I have pictures of it, but I got to meet Mr. Bryce.
Bryce Papenbrook. He's a anime dub-over actor who's most
That's
known
his sign.
for
That's nowhere.
Aaron Yeager in Attack on Titan,
Yeah.
known for Adrian
Nice.
in
He's that voice.
Miraculous Ladybug, as well as a slew of other voice acting
Yeah, you
jobs.
can pass it so that they can see.
I like that they did it in the same green as the box.
Oh yeah, no, and that he flipped out when he saw that because it's a really rare Funko Pop, so not many people have it for him to sign. He's
Yeah.
only signed like maybe 10, not that many.
Yeah, it was also nice staying downtown because I was not about to drive like 6 times back and forth going to downtown Phoenix for that convention. It was nice staying in a hotel that weekend.
Oh yeah, no, that was really good and really needed, especially with how late you came out.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, well, Fan Fusion this year for us was quite the success, but now the final trip that I mentioned earlier this year. So if y'all remember last year, Joe and Charles went to Star Wars Celebration and had an absolute blast. I was absolutely jealous that I didn't go, and you'll remember hearing me say I'm going next year, and well, I ended up going this year. Now, I mentioned like in previous episodes, like getting the passport was such a chore, but I was able to get it in time and booked my flight, booked my hotel, which thankfully the hotel, while it was close to the convention center, was far as hell from the airport. Like once I landed, it was like a good hour away from the airport to my
Didn't
hotel.
bother researching from the airport to the
I just like
hotel?
try to look up like hotels that were close to the convention center.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, I did not. Yeah, I know, rookie mistake leaving the country, but whatever. The flight there was a lot better than the flight back, but I'll get to the flight back. The flight there, I was in the middle aisle of the plane, and thankfully there was nobody sitting next to me, so I was able to spread out and actually get a good, decent sleep. Thankfully, I actually didn't experience much jet lag both going there and coming back, thankfully. I arrived in London on Friday, and fortunately, I couldn't check into my hotel until like 3:15, and even when I arrived at the hotel, like at 1:45, I'm like, "Oh no, your room's not ready yet. You can wait in the lobby. We can keep your stuff back here." I'm like, "That's okay. I'll just keep my stuff with me." So I had to wait an extra hour and 15, hour and a half for my room to be ready. So went up, was able to drop my stuff off and immediately change and go off to the first day for Star Wars Celebration. I'm glad I decided to get a Friday and Saturday tickets because that Friday was much needed to navigate the London Convention Center. But just walking in, seeing all those cosplays, seeing all those like licensed vendors and all the actors and like the live show stage there was so cool. I didn't do much in terms of just like looking around and like I met like meeting a few like Star Wars fans from across the globe. I mean, of course, a majority of them were either like had English accents.
Shit, Charles
or,
and I did too, man. Like, and people who could even speak English, but yeah,
Exactly,
huge
yeah.
fans though, really huge.
Oh, yeah.
fans.
But yeah, it was. I met one French fan and one German fan. I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like you guys traveled far, but not like so far as opposed to me. But before the convention, I was able to win a lottery to go to the Ahsoka show panel the next morning, that Saturday. So early that Saturday morning, I decided to get up early. I'm glad I did because I was already seeing on Facebook people waiting in line at the convention center like, shoot, gotta go now. Thankfully, the late wasn't too bad. Arriving at the convention center and then waiting for the convention center to open for the convention. I had two main missions in terms of meeting actors for that convention. One, my dad assigned me to. He wanted me to get Matthew Wood's signature. For those that don't know, he is a sound supervisor and the voice of General Grievous in the Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith. So I got that for her. And then my main mission was to meet my celebrity crush, Gwendolyn Christie, also known for her roles in the sequel trilogy, Wednesday Addams, and the Neil Sandman on Netflix. And I was a stuttering mess walking up to her. I was able to get her to sign my Blu-ray copy of Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Oh, cool. Danny, stop stalking me.
Yeah, one thing I was able to say when I got up there, even though I was flubbing my words so hard, she said in a recent interview that she hadn't felt beautiful as an actress until she did the series of Wednesday, and I was able to tell her, I personally found you beautiful when you did a Vanity Fair photo shoot for The Last Jedi coming out where you would in your entire armor minus your helmet. So she's like, thank you so much. That's very kind. I just walked away, the biggest grin on my face, like, I just met her.
Which, fun fact, we ended up using that in our D&D campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for that.
That was welcome.
Oh, yeah. My autograph from Gwendolyn Christie, Joe.
Oh, thought she just gave you a sticky note.
Oh, no. I just never took that out.
Just a sticky note.
To Danny, fuck off.
Nice. All right. Did you guys see it already?
Yeah,
We saw it.
So Saturday, went to the Ahsoka panel. It was so cool. So cool seeing Rosario Dawson and the rest of the cast up on stage. And then being some of the first people to see the exclusive trailer and learning that Lars Mikkelsen was reprising his role as Grand Admiral Thrawn. And then after the panel and after I got my two signatures was when I decided to go gift shopping for everybody here in this room. Now, because I decided to make the boneheaded decision and not take Sabrina on this trip. Now, keep in mind, she's the only one allowed to give me grief, and she is still only allowed to give me grief. But because I didn't do that, and I still apologize and try to make up for it to this day, I decided to spoil the hell out of her. I bought her 5 things. I got her an R2-D2 ring, a Loungefly R2-D2 purse, a 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker necklace, and 2 shirts that were official Star Wars Celebration Europe merchandise. For Charles, I believe I get you the key art poster for that.
Yes.
And then Vinny, I think I just got you a Star Wars Celebration Europe poster.
Yep.
And then Joe, I was able to snag him a Mandalorian and a Jedi They'll Never See It Coming t-shirt.
Yeah, that was cool.
I was worried that not being able to get into the merch booth, the official merch booth, because from what they told me last year, like you had to get a ticket in order to go into the merch booth. It seems like you still did, but I was able to wait and stand by and still go in on Saturday, and the merch booth area was massive. Like, there was so much stuff and so much space for the stuff. Thankfully, it wasn't too expensive either. And before once I landed in London, I had to go exchange my money because I don't think they would have taken American currency over there. But I was able to get some London pounds and coins, which the London pound, it feels like thick receipt paper, and is also has a transparent section in it.
Oh, it does. Wow. Man, why can't our money look this cool? What the fuck?
Right?
Like, yeah.
We already kicked their asses, so
Yeah.
I'm fine with our dollar bills.
I know, but I mean, like, yeah, from a currency collector perspective, it's actually quite unique.
Here's a bunch of coins I got from there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I've seen these.
It's-
Yeah.
They have up to 2 pound coins, which I thought was interesting because as far as I know.
yeah. These particular ones, have you seen these actually formed?
Excuse me, sir, that's not your money.
Oh shit, man! You start passing it around.
If you've seen the backs of these particular coins, they actually can form the UK like seal.
Oh, I
Yeah.
actually didn't know that.
If you notice, like you see part of the seal is already on the back. If,
You know, you're sitting on $25.50 on this one.
What?
It's $25.50.
Oh,
Yeah.
20 pounds.
cool.
Here you go, Sabrina.
No, stop dropping
It's
things.
empty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to look and
I've
see.
seen it.
Oh, that's right.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Just the coin collector in me is like, ooh. Yeah.
This is the fucking shit I collected over the years working at Safeway. We would have so many of these people, foreigners that would come from other countries. They would drop pounds of these coins in the bushes, and I collected a shit ton of these.
Nice.
They just dropped them in the frickin' bushes.
Yeah, probably because like,
They're-
oh, we
they
can't
were from,
use them
like-
here. So
Yeah, they were from London. They were from other countries, and it didn't make any sense to me why they were letting this shit go. But I'm like, free money, hell yeah.
How much is in here?
maybe close to 10 pounds in coins. I think.
So it's $10.
Probably
No.
because I think
No, I know the Great British Pound and the American dollar aren't super close in exchange rates. Because I brought like $300 over in American dollars, and I only got back like 190 some pounds.
But I mean, you spent some too.
I didn't. Yeah, thankfully, I didn't spend all my money. I still have some left, but I kind of want to keep a little bit of it just as like a nice memento for the trip. But how I capped off the trip is something that only Sabrina knows about. I have yet to tell you guys. So when I was heading over there, my mom gave me the number of someone that I could like keep in contact with, so that I would have like somebody to talk to, and if I like got lost, I could get a hold of them. And long story short, I was able to cap off my Star Wars Celebration trip by meeting the chosen one himself, Hayden Christensen.
Nice.
Cool. So you did get to meet him. Nice.
Yes, I did.
Right on.
Oh yeah, so lucky.
He was.
Oh, okay.
It was so quick, but he was so nice.
So that poor soul was overbooked and working overtime at Denver. Like, he had such a massive line, and they overbooked him. But he powered through and said, no, I'm fine. I'm just going to get all these people through, and we're not going to worry about it. And he was there till, like... So the floor ended at 5. He was there till 7.
Doesn't surprise me.
Or even longer. I don't remember.
Dang.
It was like a long-ass hours. And that man is a trooper. God
Yeah,
bless
no
him.
kidding.
Can't wait to see him in Ahsoka again. But yeah, once I got that photo, I was like, this is it. I'm going back to the hotel. This is how I end my trip. And unfortunately, I didn't get to do a lot of sightseeing while I was in London. I still was able to see Big Ben and the giant Ferris wheel that they have in downtown London. That was really cool to see. Flight back was rough. Unfortunately, on the flight there, I was in the middle with seats empty next to me. Flight back, I was on the left side of the plane with 2 people sitting next to me. So I was stuck in like a somewhat crunched over sitting up position for like 10.5 hours. It felt nice just to stand up and go to the bathroom on the plane.
Yeah.
But yeah.
While you're taking a potty, just stretching it out.
Go for a tinkle. The 2 people next to you.
Okay, we're good.
But yeah, the most recent event I did was working for Celebworks, doing an event at Toy Temple Chandler and getting to work with and meet the voice actor for King Boomy, as well as a slew of other characters. Andres, I'm going to butcher this last name. Andres Silvingo. That's more than likely wrong, but got to meet King Boomy himself. Such a nice guy. He also voiced Scarface in the Scarface video game from the mid-2000s, which that I did know. Was also the voice of Jerry from the Tom and Jerry movie that came out 2 years ago. He has such an extensive... He's also Sparks from the Spyro games.
Oh, okay.
I mean, to me, he's just King Boomy. That's it. Like,
Also, the voice of Hakoda, Katara and Sokka's father. That I didn't know either. Yeah, okay. And also the captain of the Dai Li in Season 2. Yeah, this guy has a quite vast career he's had on his hands, but it was nice working with him. That's where I bought some of your birthday presents that you have yet to see. But yeah, I think with that'll wrap up this episode of the Petty Cash Podcast. Denver sounded like a lot of fun from both Charles and Vinny. As Mad Monster is always a fun time with this motley crew, and having her work 2 conventions this summer, not only Mad Monster, but her first time working Fan Fusion, was such a fun time to not only get to just do myself, but get to do with you. With that, be sure to follow us on all our platforms, including Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and iHeartRadio, as well as subscribing to the YouTube channel when you will see some of the video-based podcast episodes. But there's quite a few we have here on the platform. But for now, this is Danny.
Sabrina.
Charles.
Vinny.
Joe.
And remember, slow down, chew your food.
Waze shell off.
I know. All right, mic's still working.
Mm-hmm.
Test.
Yep. Hello. Yep.
Test.
Yep. Test. All right, we're good.
All right, y'all ready?
Let's fire
Yep.
and ready.
All right.